Hero Time starts now.
From the land of crazy hairstyles and overly ridiculous weapons, it's time for the Anime Mavericks podcast. And now, here they are, your Anime Mavericks.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Anime Mavericks podcast, the official anime podcast of RVT. We want to thank you guys once again for joining us here this week on The Shades.
I'm Yummy and Jay.
And I'm Mike Show.
We, of course, are your Anime Mavericks, and we're here to bring you all the anime news, reviews, and interviews that you crave. So, Mavericks, how we doing this week?
Well, it's been interesting at work because we had the database went down, so that caused problems all week. And they're also upgrading upgrading internet switches, so that we had internet outages. Oh, and also on Halloween there was a drunk in front of the building and the ornamental cabbages.
Oh,
That I think we had to call security or the police on to get to.
Wait,
So it's been interesting.
Wait, the drunk was doing what with cabbages?
No, he was passed out in the, it's like we have like landscaping, so it's fall, so they have the ornamental cabbages in. That's where, so they're like, so he was like laid out, because it was like raining, so it was like under the overhang where the, in the decorative foliage for the scene.
Oh, okay. I was about to make an Avatar joke there. My cabbages!
Well, I think he might have started urinating at one point.
Oh, did not need that.
That's a valid quote.
Oh, I did not need that image
I
in
didn't
my
see
head.
any of that.
Oh, thank God. Just thinking about it, it's already got that image burned in my brain. Thanks, Angie. Mike, how about yourself? How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. I win the internet today.
Yeah, you told
Went
me
to
earlier.
Well, yeah, still got to tell the viewers though that I went to the Tulsa Pop Culture Expo, local convention here. Had some great celebrity guests here. Eric Sussman from Big Bang Theory, Lindsay Wagner, Dean Cain, and Summer Glau from Firefly, which I managed to get a picture with her. The doctor finally found a river that knows that fezzes are cool.
Yeah,
So
I saw the picture on his Facebook, folks. I almost didn't recognize her because she went from the brownish hair that she had in Firefly. It's now like jet black. You almost didn't recognize her. Anyway. Still, awesome stuff, man.
but yeah.
Sounds like you had more.
No, like I said, she's sweet as can be, though. So.
That's awesome. As for myself, same old. Halloween with the kids, of course, this week, and I stayed home, but they went out trick-or-treating. My daughter's been into this thing called Gacha Life. I don't know if any of you guys have heard of that. It's some kind of app on Android that you can make characters and I guess make stories out of it. I don't know. I'm not hip with the times, apparently. My age is finally catching up with me. But she dressed up as one of her characters that she created. And my son actually went as a Power Ranger. Beast Morphers Red, to be more specific. He was happy about that.
Cool.
Yeah. So Halloween was fun for them. Of course, we had candy for trick-or-treaters, but we decided not to do that after all. But means I got extra candy to snack on. So I don't have to steal the kids.
Yeah, I think my husband, apparently Mike put a bowl out in front of the house, and then someone just stole the bowl with all the candy, and I'm like, you idiot, of course they're just going to take the bowl and the candy. I'm like, and he's yelling, I can hear you.
Damn it, Nabby!
And it's like, I assume I don't know. I think he wanted to have I think he was having a Godzilla movie marathon down in our apartment. And also, we have a dog, so he gets a little too excited. So sometimes we can't, answer the door for the trick or treaters because we don't need a doggy demanding attention.
Fair point. Fair point. I've done my fair share of trick treating, and I know that can be a problem sometimes. I love what voice put in the chat. Being an adult, you can eat all the candy, and why didn't anyone stop me?
That's how I feel. It's like they put candy out in the office, and I just keep grabbing it. And they came around with like little trick or treat baggies, and it's like I get tapped on the shoulder, I turn around, and someone's dressed up as Jack Skellington, and they're like, "Oh, hey."
Anyway, on tonight's show, it's Viewer's Choice night, so we're gonna be spinning the wheel and seeing what crazy madness you guys have put us into this time. And of course, tonight on AMTV, since you guys are picking the anime, I decided to pick out the AMV for tonight. And I think you guys are going to like what I've got for you. But first, it's time for everyone's favorite topic. It's the anime news of the week. And of course, starting us off as always is our anime informer, Yamiyanji. What do you got for us this week?
Well, Tomino was giving an interview, and he had some criticism for Makoto Shinkai.
Oh, we got a feud up in here. We got some beef. We got a rap battle going. We got a rap feud going up in here.
So, apparently, we've got I guess they're ramping up to the release for the film version of Rikiki Shinji. So Tomino was giving I believe it's for the magazine is called Japan's Weekly Playboy magazine, and he was talking, and he said that, what does it say? It's like, he's pointing out that it seems like, he was, comparing, the competition, which is like Kyoto Annie and other things. And he says, it's like, oh, I see them as my rivals. From my generation's perspective, you don't have to go out all the way to make your anime feel like it's an introspective novel. And he said, it's like, and he described Shinkai's works as stories about a boy and a girl who are always reaching out hands for each other. And he said, yet the boy's hand never seems to reach the girl's crotch. So apparently his criticism... Yeah, he wants to know why... Yeah, so apparently he seems to want, I guess, out of Makoto Shinkai is more... the guy getting further with the girl. It can't be a cute little young love romance. No, there should be some sex going on. And it's just like, oh, God damn it.
What the
like,
fuck?
I think it's like apparently Makoto Shinkai isn't anime enough, and we should be in ecchi territory.
Apparently.
And this is coming from Kill 'Em All Tomino?
Yes!
Yeah, it is kind of funny, because this is the guy who repeatedly, anytime a guy looks at a girl, they immediately get killed off.
Yeah, you're one to talk, you son of a bitch! Oh!
I mean, there's been some implied and, sex that's gone on in Gundam and stuff, and questionable, really. It's like, oh, for God's sake. I think, I love you, and I'm, it's like the cute, cute little young love. It's like, that's where, it's like, it's like, we don't need ecchi. Jesus Christ. It's like, not everyone has to be a lech, Tomino.
Seriously, hypocrisy, thy name is Yoshiyuki Tomino. What the fuck? You know the one Gundam series that had even any kind of, serious romance in it, at least by the end, was the one he didn't work on? G Gundam. Oh, Tomino, you piece of shit.
Apparently he's a dirty old man, and he, it's like, no, it's like, it's not what Makoto Shinkai's about. It's like, if you want that, go watch any other anime. Which I'm sure he has a problem with, because he's an old guy anyway. And they usually all say anime is, it's like, none of them like normal anime anymore, but, we should be celebrating the guys that aren't going into that territory, because we see enough of that in everything else.
Amen to that. Okay, yeah, 8th MS team. Yeah, that one too. Okay, I'll give them that. But even then, that was pretty much exactly what frickin' Shinkai's been doing. So again, hypocrisy, thy name is Yoshiyuki Tamino. Wow, look at a fucking mirror, jackass. I'm sorry. I'm calling your ass out on this one. No. You don't get to say that when you do the exact same damn thing. Oh. Anyway, let's get off this topic before I go on a rant. So we're going to go from one Real Robot series to somewhat of another. Mike Shell, what do you got?
Funimation's catalog has just gotten a little more golden. Yes, Funimation announcement that's adding Harmony Gold's Robotech television series, Robotech The Shadow Chronicle features, and Robotech 2 The Sentinels to its catalog. So they have a new license from Q Media Distributions, which includes the worldwide distribution rights outside of Japan, including video on demand, electronic sales through home entertainment, and merchandising.
Wow,
so now,
son of a bitch!
Yep.
Finally happened. Robotech is finally getting some love here in the States again. Thank you, Harmony Gold, for finally getting your head out of your ass.
Well, they've been doing comics, because every time I walk into the comic book shop, I was like, I see it sitting there. It's like Robotech, a comic book, and I'm like, oh, how cute. They're still putting stuff up.
Well, like I said, Robotech's been getting some love because the series is available on streaming for Crackle, Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, and the 2006 Robotech Shadow Chronicle film was the U.S.-produced sequel to the television series. So it's been getting some love over here. It's just now getting much more love.
Still, I think Harmony Gold is the only reason Harmony Gold's doing this, in all honesty, is they are just trying to make it so that their license doesn't expire. They're holding on to that Macross license with every fiber of their being because they know that people have been eyeing them, waiting to shut them down. Hell, Robotech is the only thing keeping Harmony Gold alive. When they should have died decades ago.
I think they have a business in something completely different, and they also own this license at the point. But yeah, they do kind of keep trying to keep the brand out there, so no one can probably, as you said, just to make sure no one tries to get legal ground to like yank it back. Because it's one of those really, like, no one knew what they were doing with licensing, so they got it forever deals.
Yeah.
I'll say, the only two things that was going to survive the apocalypse is going to be the licensing deal for Harmony Gold for Robotech and Disney's hold on Mickey Mouse.
Which they better be ready because those copyrights are about to expire soon, and oh boy. Good luck trying to fight that again.
Oh, I think they have an argument because it's like they're not so much in danger from the very old black and white stuff because Mickey has evolved so much over the years. But yeah, eventually it will become a problem.
Yeah. That's why they ended up fucking over the copyright system to begin with, and now look where we are. Oh, and also look where Disney is, having to constantly make live-action versions of other movies because they've run out of copyrights, run out of public domain shit to steal. Way to go, Disney, you dumbasses.
I think that's more cashing in on like nostalgia for millennials, but and meta commentary on themselves. But
I'm gonna call Poquero dos dos. That's all they've got to work with.
Exactly.
So remember with it. But as fun as this is, it is once again my duty to bring the room down because I'm an asshole. I'm just.
And water is wet and the sky is blue.
Exactly. You know what? Actually, I got you one better.
Remember, water is wet, Akechi likes pancakes, and 2 + 2 = go to bed.
I have been desperately trying to hold this off, folks. I have done everything in my power to avoid this topic when I've actually had several instances where I could have brought this up. But I can put it off no longer. It is once again time for me to talk about the Vic Mignogna story. And I can hear the rage from here.
it's like basically what he do now.
It's just more an update on the state of things as they are now. And actually, there's been a lot of good going on in this case, because for those who have not been keeping up with the Vic Mignogna story, here is the current status. All 17 charges that Vic Mignogna laid against Monica Rial, Ron Toy, Jamie Markey, and Funimation were all dismissed. It is done. At least the main part. But of course, if you know anything about the court system, you know the fight ain't over yet, because they are already working on an appeal. Because that's what you do. But already, Monica and Ron's lawyers are heading them off at the pass. So, to give you guys the full story here, basically, yeah, they are actually, Monica, Ron, Jamie, and all of them have filed a motion to dismiss Vic's appeal for review of the case. The motion argues that the Tarrant County District Court only has jurisdiction on appeals for final judgment due to the original order granting them a motion to dismiss Mignogna's claims, requiring the defendants to submit evidence to the court to support claims for attorney fees, costs, and other expenses. The order is not final, meaning they're appealing the wrong part of the case. They have to wait for the judge's final decision on payment and everything like that before Vic can appeal. So Vic and his dumbass attorneys jumped the gun. Game fan, you have no need to apologize. I understand completely. Like I said, I've been trying to avoid making this a regular thing because I know you guys don't want to hear about it. But I will say this, for those who haven't been keeping up. If you have not seen the utter disaster that is this case, you have to laugh when you hear how bad this was. Because, true story, the day of the final hearing, like the actual full hearing, someone had been in the courtroom live tweeting the events. And this went on public record, so this is fully legal. There was no, whoever did this did it within their legal right. But to hear this hearing unfold was the ultimate comedy. I'm sorry. I'm going to go ahead and say this. Ty Beard, Vic Mignogna's lawyer, is a joke. Is an absolute joke of a lawyer. The thing is, he's not a defamation lawyer. This isn't his wheelhouse. Who in their right mind thought putting this guy in charge of a case like this was a good idea? Because, good God. It wasn't a video, Slick Rick. It was just someone live tweeting. Like, they were just tweeting when this was going down. Oh, but oh, good
Yeah.
God.
If you try, I'm pretty sure if you try to get footage, like the judge will probably spot you and like totally yell at you.
Yeah, that is illegal,
kick
or
you
at the very
out.
least not allowed in most cases, unless there's explicit like permissions granted. But
Someone, because I had jury duty, and it's like someone's phone went off because he had it out. He had it up because he wanted to use it as a calculator, and so I was like, he was like, silence it or take it out of the courtroom, and someone else grabbed it and ran out of the thing.
yeah, I've been
was
on
like,
jury
oh,
duty.
dear.
They are strict about that shit. And for good reason too, because that could accidentally screw up the case. So you have to be very careful about shit like that. So I understand. It makes sense why they do that. But yeah, you do not fuck with them. They will shut you down if you try to bring a phone in. Or at the very least, have it blatantly out in the open. But just at the end of the day, this case is a laughingstock. You know, I could go into a whole bunch of comments about this, but I'm going to keep this as brief as I can because I know none of you guys want to really hear about this. But just know that Vic, just take the fucking L, dude. You've lost. Period. There's no coming back from this. You are not going to be able to get any more work as far as any major reputable voice acting company is concerned. Crunchyroll sure as hell isn't going to hire you. Funimation is done with you. You know, Viz isn't gonna touch you. Who else do you have aside from some cheap-ass company who's gonna who doesn't have any properties worth a damn? You got no chance. And most conventions aren't gonna take you in either unless they've done some shady shit themselves. Anime Matsuri, anybody? Fuck that con. Trust me, if you knew about Anime Matsuri's past, you'd understand why I say that. I don't say that out of the blue. You know, but any con worth their salt is not going to bring you in as a guest. You're done. Just take the L and go home. All right? It's over. Now, that being said, I do want to bring up one other thing. Or at least I want to allude to something I've talked about earlier today, because for those of you who don't know, I did recently put out a new Shades of Soapbox. If I wanted this to continue, it will only be because I want Vic Mignogna to go back to court as a defendant. He did something he shouldn't have. I think that's been well established at this point. And there has to be a recent enough version of this for him to face consequences. I want to make this very clear to all of you who did not see my soapbox earlier today, and I will encourage you to go check that out later. Anyone who asks for it, check my Twitter. I posted a link to it there. But I do not subscribe to the idea of what is known as cancel culture. I didn't want just Vic to get fired. I wanted him to go to jail. I know he has done some shit worthy of jail time. I know. All right? Lady K had even dealt with some of that. But I don't, cancel culture doesn't get us anywhere. I want Vic to suffer consequences. This is not consequences. This is just him getting shamed out of the industry. I want him to pay. So, if there are any victims of Vic in the last couple of years that can speak up and have a credible enough case, let's see him go to jail for this. That is my story. But I'm going to leave it at that. Again, check out my soapbox if you want to learn more about my feelings on cancel culture. But that's going to do it for us on terms of the news. And I need to turn my Discord onto D&D because I'm getting beeped out the hell. And now it's time for tonight's anime of choice. And of course, let me just double check some things here. Should be good. Tonight is Viewer's Choice Night. So let us see what you crazy bastards have got us to do today. Randomizer, away! Oh my, the Laughing Salesman. Oh, this is going to be interesting. And I forgot to mention who actually suggested that. And I believe, thankfully I remember. So let's change this. I forgot to put this on screen because I want to give credit to the person who suggested it. Thank you to GameFan for the suggestion. Oh, and some of you know what we're getting ourselves into here. So for those who have not heard of The Laughing Salesman, this is actually the new Laughing Salesman anime that is a remake of a classic anime from back in 1989. And this is going to be more of a this is actually going to be 2 episodes, really, because it's 2 minisodes. It's a 2 minisode format. And I don't think it's going to introduce the main concept, so I'm going to explain this as best I can. Basically, this guy, Moguro, is going to be the laughing salesman himself, goes around offering people their biggest desires. He'll give them whatever they need to seek out their dream. However, it comes at a cost. More often than not, there are rules to abide by, and if you follow the rules, everything's hunky-dory. But of course, everyone tries to find a loophole, and if you try to cheat the system, the laughing salesman will collect his due. How? That's what we're about to find out. Yes, he is a personification of a monkey's paw.
Yeah, like a classic concept. I'm stoked for.
Yeah. Now again, the original series was from 1989 and 1992. However, this is from more recently. This is actually a 2017 remake. So expect that to, it's going to look a little newer, so it won't be too hard to keep up with. But when you see Moguro, the laughing salesman himself, it will become painfully obvious that this was from the 1980s and the early 90s. Like, it will become painfully obvious. So, shall we begin?
Yes.
All right, let's get this started. The Laughing Salesman, Episode 1. Daydream / make a budget and stick to it. In 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, yeah. Right off the bat. Creepy motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. I like it. They put new in case you think you're watching a rerun.
Digging the intro. Oh, yeah, I'm digging this intro. I like it.
Mm-hmm. I wish I knew what the lyrics were.
All right. I'm surprised. Normally they translate those.
It depends.
True.
They must have been. They must have really. They must have had the license really soon.
Let's turn that down just a tad. Doesn't even charge for his services. As long as you're happy, he's good.
They really shouldn't trust it.
Even for a newer series, the art style is very old school.
Yeah. Yeah. Very much. This doesn't look like it's gonna go well.
You're not gonna rape me, are you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah! Okay, who spiked my tea?
It's an acid drink. It's a freaky, I guess. Ooh! The Hostess Club.
Yes. And while I wouldn't exactly get down with all those ladies, there's a couple of decent looking ones in there. Oh, hello.
He's shot.
Oh, I said to tsundere.
No, he's just her customer, not hers. So just protecting her cash.
Now he's been sucked into playing. Oh dear.
Ah, and there's our man.
Okay. Even he likes hostess clubs. Huh. I think we've come into your end.
Yeah. Alrighty, that sounds suspicious.
None of this seems suspicious.
Ooh! Ow, 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 ow! Guy's about to pop already! Yeah. Don't piss off the boss. He's not gonna get her off his head, out of his head.
Stop daydreaming.
Liar! Oh, this place is quite busy at night.
A lot of restaurants.
Ah! So there's a rule. There's the rule. Can only go during the day, otherwise it's not worth it. Reading them like a book.
It's gonna dig you deeper, buddy.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I spoke too soon. I
Bringing out
really
the
tried
good
to
stuff.
dig you in deep.
The black salesman. Oh, he's just drawing them in.
It's your lunch break, dudes. Oh dear. Ow.
Oh, Moguro, you evil bastard. Oh. Moguro, you evil bastard. You say that, but look what just happened. You charged them. On to our next customer. Or, I'm sorry, victim. Ooh, she is not well liked.
I have a feeling it's not middle karaoke. Can you hear me, boss man?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay.
The pains of being poor. Don't I know the feeling? And And that's when he comes in. Oh. Oh, denied. Oh, that's always embarrassing. And there's the temptation. Whoa! Found him.
Oh,
Found
he
her.
is certainly so.
Oh. Yeah, voice, definitely a hoarder. Oh, these guys are being bastards. Hey, it worked. You don't look that bad, to be fair. Now, what's the catch?
So they're gonna repo everything.
And they just went right out the window. You get the pleasure of shopping, and you don't have to worry about having a house full of crap you don't need. Honestly, it's a win-win.
Yeah. Make sure you have my food with it. I like that shirt.
Ah.
Oh, I don't like this where this is going.
No, I can already tell where this is gonna end. Here's the loophole she's gonna try to exploit. She might lose some of the jewelry, but I don't know how they... Hey. And she's getting some looks. Whoa! Uh-oh. Oh, this ain't gonna look good. How bad? Oh. Oh my!
Ooh, Raider ugly.
Damn!
Oh,
Well, that just happened. You know, I'm gonna be honest. I thought this was kind of fun.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know?
There's the twist. There's the comeuppance we were missing last week.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what it is that the repercussions feel natural to what it's coming in. Like, these people just want superficial things. And the salesman's willing to give it to them. But everything has a price. May not always be money, but it's going to have a price. And you have to accept that you're going to have to pay that price one way or the other. You know, I think the second story really kind of shows that. You know, she thought, "Oh, I'm gonna beat the system. They can't repossess how I look." You know, at most they could probably take away our makeup and the jewels, but they can't take away my overall look. Oh, or at least so you think. So yeah, that was actually kind of, I think what makes it help is that there's this comedic air to it. It doesn't feel dark. At least not in that sense, if you get my drift. Because it doesn't feel like it's, you know, it's not evil. It's, well, in a way, Moguro is definitely a twisted son of a bitch. But he doesn't seem like the kind of guy who's out to just destroy people. He's just giving people what they want, but he also makes it clear there is a price to pay. And it's kind of a reflection on society. Something that a lot of us really still need to grasp is that, yeah, you know, if you want something, you got to pay for it. You got to work for it, whether it be through hard work, you know, knowing the right people, or just paying out cash. But so if you think if you look for the easy route, there will still be a price. It just may not be a price that you expected to pay. And I think that's what this show does, is it kind of shows you that you should never take the easy route. He'll give it to you, but you probably shouldn't take it. I was trying to avoid that joke, Gardner. Still. Now, one thing I would suggest is... Oh. Actually, I want to... Okay, I think... You know what? I don't know if that's the one I saw, but I did see a video about The Laughing Salesman. That talks about the original series. I think it was a different channel, but I think I've seen a video about The Laughing Salesman. That's how I knew about it to begin with. But this was exactly what I expected. And I thoroughly enjoyed this, so... Bottom line, would we watch more of this? Angie?
I think so. Yeah, I just have to remember it's there. But yeah, these are kind of fun.
Mike?
Definitely we'll be watching more of this.
I would agree, though I'm going to throw in a caveat there. I'm going to put an asterisk on this. This is not a series you binge. Do not binge watch The Laughing Salesman. This is a show you watch week to week. Yes, you can watch the entire series in one night if you wanted to, but I don't think you should, because I think if you did that, you burn yourself out doing so. Because they're all going to be the same. It's all going to be the same kind of thing. So this is something you just watch an episode, maybe two, you enjoy it, and then you come back next week to watch more. Because that way you can get the most enjoyment out of it. Do not try to rush through this. It's like...
Yeah.
Sorry. I'd say it's like a fine wine. It's not something you gulp or chug. It's something you take a nice small sips of to enjoy. Anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I was just thinking, like, the half episode things is, like, it would be, like, really good if you had, like, you know, if you were doing, like, a weekly watch thing. It's like you throw this would be, like, a great, like, thing you would throw on at the beginning while the room's warming up or something, you know, waiting for people to arrive. Because they do seem engaging.
Or I would call this more the cool down episode between two action-packed series.
Yeah, either one works. Either way, it's not, yeah, it's something you can just kind of tack on to the beginning or end of a watch party to kind of settle things in. But not something you would watch in and of itself in its entirety, because again, the similar structure with every episode would probably burn you out real fast. In fact, I might consider tacking this on to the end of my watch parties. We'll see. We'll see what people think. But still, nicely done. Anyway, thank you to Game Fan for your suggestion. I think you did a fantastic job with that. If you guys have any suggestions for anything you'd like for us to watch in the future, the link is located down. The submission form is located down in the description below, or you can hit !AMP in the Twitch chat to pull the link up there as well. Rules are on the screen. Official websites. Can't talk today. Only official websites or YouTube channels will be accepted. No straight comedy, shoujo, or drama anime, because those are hard to riff. 10 to 30-minute episodes only. First episodes only, unless you have a damn good reason otherwise. And remember to provide a link to the title along with the series name, just in case your link goes dead. And with that, it's time for us to switch on over to see what's happening on AMTV. And for tonight's AMV, I decided to pick something out for myself because I didn't really see any AMVs that jumped out as must-watches. So I pulled out one up from my collection. And I think you guys are going to like this one. And it kind of goes along with what this series is doing, Fate. How fate is determined. And I think you guys are going to like this one. It's a nice, it's a nice, more lighthearted, softer AMV to go along with, to kind of complement and contrast with the more serious yet goofy nature of The Laughing Salesman. So I think this is going to be a nice little complement to that. So let us sit back and relax and enjoy tonight's video here on AMTV. There you have it, Fate Matrix from Gunther AMVs with some help from Shin AMVs. A couple of really great AMV creators that I really love. Tons of different anime involved in there. Tell Me Clock Remix by Au Revoir Simone is the song of choice. one of my personal favorites. I love the editing, the lip sync, the story that it tells. A girl who's basically able to manipulate the world around her using her computer to help people. She's almost like a goddess, if you will, watching over the world and helping people have happy lives. A benevolent goddess, if you will. And I love the way that that's presented there. It's adorable, really, when you think about it. Really good stuff. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. And of course, if you have any suggestions for AMVs you'd like to showcase, link again, submission form located down in the description below, or you can hit !AMTV to put that submission form in the Twitch chat as well. Only AMVs will be accepted. They must come from their original sources, whether it's the creator's official YouTube page or their page on animemusicvideos.org. And, of course, provide all relevant info to your AMV in the submission form as necessary. I'd say slightly like Serial Experiments Lane, just not nearly as much of a mindfuck. For anyone who's actually seen Serial Experiments Lane, they know what I'm talking about there. Good God. That is a mindfuck of the highest order. Whew. That being said, that is going to do it for us here tonight on the Anime Mavericks podcast. We hope you guys had a fun time. If you indeed enjoyed tonight's show and you haven't done so already, make sure you give us a follow to keep up with all our streams and more. And if you can, subscribe! Get access to exclusive emotes, our VIP Discord channels, and our loyalty badges. And of course, if you're on Discord and you have a Discord Nitro account, be sure to give us a server boost. Better audio quality for our podcasts and our streams, and some benefits for you guys as well. Plenty of good benefits, in fact. So check that out for more information. Of course, all of our commands for Twitch are located down in the description. Choose those, learn them, love them. You know the drill. But in the meantime, I want to thank you guys for joining us as always here on RVTV. We, of course, are your Anime Mavericks, and we will continue to bring you all the anime news, reviews, and interviews that you crave. On the Shade.
I'm Yomi Angie.
And I'm Mike Show.
And we'll see you guys next time. Rock on!
Special thanks to my patrons like Voice and a Frozen Traveler. Subscribe today to make these streams even better.